So what is meditation, a method that the Buddha gave us? It is learning to relax the mind, to experience everything that the mind, as it were, wants to throw at us, and not to control and discipline it in any heavy way. If you try and force the mind's a bit like a donkey. Force it to do something and it won't do it. Try and force the mind to do something it doesn't obey. So you realize, quite important in Buddha Dharma when you meditate, is to have a certain sense of humour. You're not going to get anywhere by fighting your mind. Best thing is to relax and allow that gentleness that exists in the mind to manifest itself. The mind could be a gentle place. It doesn't have to be an endless fight. Trouble is, we always think we ought to be doing something. To make something happen, we have to do something to make it happen. In a way, trying to decide on this or that is one of the diseases of the mind, madnesses of the mind. There are techniques to follow, and if you decide to adopt the Buddhist path, you would be taught them. But suffice to say that as you practice and the mind begins to relax, certain things begin to be seen that are quite a surprise. Quite as surprising as anything you might find in the sciences, the external sciences. Maybe you begin to see that what you see, what you hear, what you smell, what you taste, what you touch is not actually owned by anybody. So I tend to say, all these things are mine. It's what I see, what I hear, what I think, what I dream, what I experience, what I love, what I hate. Everything on the point of view of ego. Gradually, as your mind begins to ease up, strange thing begins to arise. You begin to be a little unsure about what this ego actually is. Whether, after all, the senses are actually owned by the ego. You might think, well, this is good maybe to see this. Maybe it makes me feel a bit more relaxed. But what do you mean? It makes me feel a bit more relaxed. It's like I might try to start owning the results of meditating. And then you begin to realize that's a bit suspicious as well. And in fact, the whole, what you might call ego enterprise, is a very fishy business. You need to realize, actually, and maybe it's completely wrong-headed, that maybe, after all, my actions of body, speech and mind, my perception through all the senses, my sense of love and compassion, of joy, of equalness, my sense of happiness and sorrow and so on. Maybe they're all freestanding. Maybe they don't need to be supported by ego. Maybe I'm wrong to say my senses, my feeling of love and compassion, my joy, my happiness. And if in some sense that were to collapse, that sense of ego, maybe the little siren voices, you might say, of ego that are telling me, oh, you can't do without me. I am the one who loves, who has joy, who has compassion, and who experiences joy and sadness, joy and sorrow. Without me, you would never experience any of that. And you begin to realize you've been telling yourself lies all your life. And like a revelation, you don't need any of that.